And so now I'm pulling out the Atlas. So a good reason to always still keep an Atlas with you, by the way.
Hey guys, and welcome to the RV Trash Talk podcast, where we dish on all things RV, full-time traveling, and RV maintenance. I'm Danny, one of the co-hosts of this crazy experiment. My wife Melissa and I, along with our great friends Rob and Trish and Jim and Amy, thought up this crazy idea sitting around a campfire drinking whiskey in Athens, Texas. Hey guys, welcome to the RV Trash Talk podcast. We are Danny and Melissa from Four Simple Lives. We're joined by Jim and Amy from Thevagabonds and Rob and Trish from Living Like Nomads. Before we get started, what's everybody drinking? Rob and Trish?
1921 cream tequila.
Very good.
Nice.
I've got the classic cocktail, the old-fashioned working right now. This is the Kirkland's brand from Costco. It is surprisingly fantastic.
Beautiful. Jim and Amy?
Well, since we're still trying to recover from purchasing a new home of a Brinkley, I'm having Costco Tennessee whiskey.
I've got coffee with Buffalo Trace bourbon cream in my coffee.
Nice.
Oh, never seen it.
What do you guys got working there?
I am mooching off our friends right now, so I stole some wine from her cellar. Because we are too recovering from purchasing it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm drinking Mega Ultra. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Ready?
So let's find out where everybody's at. Jim and Amy, where are you guys at?
Well, we're currently in Quartzsite, Arizona. The winter season here is winding down. Not a lot of people out here, but my mom actually lives in this area, so we're here seeing her and spending some time helping her get some stuff ready for the summer and visiting with some friends.
Sweet. How long are you guys there for?
We're here until early April.
Oh, okay.
So about three more weeks.
Nice.
Awesome. What about you, Trish? Where are you guys at?
We are in Apache Junction, Arizona. So we've been kind of moving around our home base here of Arizona for this winter. And we've got a daughter who's here and also friends who are here. So we've also got, and lots of RV jobs here for Rob.
Yes, sir.
But also we're here for about 3 more weeks and then we're heading out.
Oh,
Nice.
awesome.
That's awesome.
Where's Danny and Melissa at?
Where are we at?
We are mooch docking right now off of our friends.
In Cohutta, Georgia.
Nice.
God. So she is very much pregnant
What?
and Cohutta. It's called Cohutta, Georgia. It's basically on the state line of Georgia and Tennessee.
Right near Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
She's very, very much pregnant, and we are here because they have a 3-year-old. So if she goes into labor at night, we can step in and help out.
So last week we talked about simple RV maintenance, things that you can do to maintain your RV. So Jim mentioned how you lube your seals all around your slides and even around your windows. Rob and Trish mentioned about the roof. Just get up on the roof and have a look. See if there's any scratches, if you have to recaulk anything, if you have to get any sealant up there. And Melissa and I, we just talked about simple stuff when you're cold weather camping, put a space heater underneath, turn your space heaters on and stuff like that. So that's what we covered last week. Now this week we'll make it Rob's Power Hour. Let's talk about RV maintenance. What has Rob done in the last week on maintenance?
Brake jobs. I've done bearings. I have done a roof seal. I've done plumbing. I've done so much. This has been just an absolute crazy week. But it's funny. I was actually doing our bearings today, and somebody walked up. It rains here 30 times a year. It poured last night. And as I was doing the wheels, somebody came up and said, "Hey, you know what? I had a leak in my roof yesterday. Could you come check it out?" Went up on his roof, and sure as hell, right on where the skylight is, all the die-core around it's all cracked, and that's where water's coming in. So it's one of those things. Again, the simple. All you have to do is walk up there every time you move, right? Just take a look at your roof real quick, and it could have saved him a couple $100. So I'm going to be up there on Monday fixing it. So, I mean, it's really crazy. But the leaking stuff has been, it's funny, in Arizona, it's not that big of a deal until it rains.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We don't get a lot of rain, but when it does, my phone rings. So it's good.
You'll take it.
So you mentioned you were repacking your bearings. You did repacking on your bearings?
Well, I didn't. I greased our bearings because I realized I did somebody's fifth wheel. They had a brake issue where basically the whole wheel blew out. So I had to replace the entire brake assembly in the hub, and then he wanted to change all 4 brakes. But it's funny because the cost between the brake pads and getting a whole new brake assembly is like $20. So he opted to get all new brake assembly. So I redid all of his things, repacked all his bearings. And then I realized when I got home, I was like, I don't think I've done ours in a long time. So I went ahead and did ours today. So it's one of those things, it's funny. People are scared to kind of do that. And for the most part, if you have a newer rig over 2020, open up. All you do is pop the little dust cap off your wheel. There's a little Zerk fitting. Just grease them. I mean, it takes 20 minutes to do, but man, it can save you so much headache down the road. It really can.
Wow, that's awesome. Last week we talked about, Rob brought up doing maintenance on your roof, and then this week he's doing a dude's job on his roof that's leaking because they didn't listen to our podcast. Well, this week we're going to discuss what memberships that we all use and what apps we use for our booking and our route planning. So let's start with Jimnamy. What apps and what memberships do you guys use?
So our memberships, we actually have a 1,000 Trails memberships that allows us to go from park to park within their system. The upfront cost is a little much for some people, but at the end of the day, if it's a membership that you're going to use, it really pays for itself. With that 1,000 Trails, we had also upgraded and got the Trails collection. It's actually an add-on to the 1,000 Trails, so it adds a whole bunch of other parks, encore parks throughout the country. Majority of them are actually not really throughout the country. There are, but the majority of them are Arizona, Texas, and Florida as far as the encore parks are, but some of them are pretty doggone nice. It's not really a membership, not like the 1,000 Trails is, but I am also an Elks member. And what a lot of people don't realize is that with an Elks membership, if an Elks place has RV parking, or some of them actually have full campgrounds, you can park there for a small nominal fee. Some of them are as low as $20 a night. As far as apps go, we didn't really talk about this much, but I like to use Gas Buddy and Open Roads. Especially on travel days when it's time, when that fuel tank starts screaming, hey, it's time for some fuel, some more go-go juice. Gas Buddy is kind of nice. You can kind of see where the cheapest place might be. I really like the Open Roads app, mostly because, well, not mostly. I really like the Open Roads app because it's mostly for truck stops. And if you have their card, you get discounted fuel prices as well on that. So, whereas Gas Buddy, it's usually just any of your gas station. If you're pulling a 40-foot fifth wheel or travel trailer, sometimes it can be kind of difficult to get into that AM PM or something. So.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So both of those really help me in saving some dollars and saving some sanity as I have to get fuel from time to time.
And Gas Buddy and Open Roads, that's no membership. You just join it, and then you can use it. Just join them. Yep. Open Roads, you can link it to their gas card, their fuel card, which gives you discounted fuel pricing. So I've seen it as much as 80 cents a gallon off a couple of times the last couple of years.
And Open Roads is doing a new transponder for the tolls like as well.
Pass.
Yeah,
they are. They are, and apparently that transponder is good in all lower 48 states. The one reason I don't have that one is that I haven't experienced a lot of tolls on the west side. Very easy to go around them. Number one. Number two, you actually have, as compared to like the Uni Pass that you can get you can actually get it on Amazon, and it's good for, I think it's 19 states, and most of them are on the east side. All right. One of the things I didn't really care for with the Open Roads one is that there's an annual fee to it. So whether you use it or not, there's a maintenance fee that you pay. And I know it's probably an affordable range, but it didn't sit right with me having another annual feed item that I didn't really need. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, for
Good
sure.
point.
And do you guys use anything for route planning?
We use RV Trip Wizard for route planning. And sometimes even Google Maps. One of the unique things that Amy and I actually do is a day or two before a travel day, we will both sit down with our computers. I'll open up RV Trip Wizard and that routing the trip that way, and she'll just open up Google Maps.
No, Apple Maps.
Oh, I'm sorry, Apple Maps. And we'll actually walk through the route, and she'll basically take notes of what road to turn down and stuff like that. So I'll be running 3 GPSs in the truck, and 99% of the time they all 3 say something different. And then I got Amy telling me something even.
Well, Apple
more.
Maps especially, that probably throws you like down dead ends and into the ocean.
Since we've been picking on Rob, let's hear what Rob and Trish use for their apps and what they use for their trip planning.
We also use the RV Trip Wizard like Jim and Amy do. But in addition, another one that we'll use, even though we use the RV Trip Wizard for like planning it out, for finding places to stay a lot, we'll use the Campendium site. And that's one of the memberships. That one's really cool because you can put in your destination. It's going to bring up like the state parks, basically almost like every campsite place you can find out there. It's going to show you dump stations. It shows you reviews. It shows you, the last price paid that people had. So it's a really good site. So I really like it. I feel like we've had a lot of luck with that one, with finding places. And then for memberships, you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, we use Good Sam. We have a Good Sam's membership. And we had it for a couple reasons. The main, when we first started on the road, we got it just to get discounts on campsites, right? It ranges anywhere from 10 to 20, almost 25% sometimes. And we use it all the time. It is definitely cool. Then what happened is that we realized we needed some, I wanted something over the road, like in case we had any issues, like roadside assistance stuff. They didn't have it through our insurance. So Good Sam's had a thing going. I can't remember who exactly they were working with, but we got it through them as well. So, and it was definitely a discount. And then because we are full time, trying to get insurance for full timers is a little bit difficult sometimes. They were also able to help with that. So, Good Sam's is definitely good. The membership, and actually, you also get a discount at Camping World too with it. I don't really like the.
Yeah, as much as people hate Camping World, take advantage of that discount. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Your $60 item can quickly only be $45.
Yep.
Nice.
Exactly.
But Good Sam's is definitely good, and they're growing all the time. There's it's rare we run into a spot that doesn't have a good Sam discount. But yeah,
awesome.
we do use some others, but those are the two main ones that we definitely take advantage of.
Yeah, and we also a couple that Jim had mentioned. We also use Gas Buddy always. It's nice when you're looking for close by gas stations and trying to find the cheaper prices. And then just one other one real quickly that we used to use. We haven't used it in a while. Was Passport America. And that was also another one where you could get some discounts.
Oh, yeah, you get huge discounts there, but it had odd times on things. Like it was like the first Tuesday, you get 50% off or some.
And usually it's only for a night or two and not on weekends or holidays. But it can, if you're transiting from point A to point B, it can save you a few bucks.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And that's kind of the main reason why we did that one too. The price is really cheap, but the discounts, I think the discount paid for itself the first time we did it.
Jim, did you have another one to add?
Yeah, something, as Rob was talking about a couple of those, it dawned on me, one of the ones that we actually carry, and we've used it a couple of times, Escapees. The yearly cost is very, very low, and 1 or 2 nights at an Escapees park, you basically break even.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're a veteran, I think they knock 10% off of it. So I think for me, I know I pay under $50 a year, and the couple of times that we've stayed at an Escapees park, instead of spending $45 a night, it was like $22 a night. So
nice.
Escapees is pretty good program too.
Oh, sweet, perfect. Escapees. What do we use, Melissa?
I don't know. I don't do any of this stuff.
So when we were brand new into the RV world, when we first started, the only thing we really knew about was KOAs. That's like the most popular thing when you're a weekend warrior. So we started with KOA, and it's pretty great. It's like anywhere from $20 to $60 a night that you spend for a site per night. You get 900 to 1,200 points, and then once you accumulate enough points, we usually use it. You get a $50 reward if you use 25,000 of your points. So we've stayed in the beginning. We've stayed a couple months at KOAs when we were kind of part-timing. So we had a couple 100,000 points. So for every 25,000 points, you get $50 off one of the stays that you go to.
Nice.
And a lot of the KOAs are convenient. You know, a lot of them they have the different tiers, journeys, and resorts and all
Holiday,
that. Yeah, we've used a lot just traveling where you can just stay hooked up, keep the RV on the rig, and you'll pay $40-$45. A lot of times we get them for free because we just use the 25,000 points that gets us $50. Yep. So we've had KOA for years. We've had Harvest Host for probably 2-3 years now, and we really love Harvest Host. Maybe $65-$75 a year, but you can stay at farms and breweries and golf courses and churches, and we try to use it about once a month. When we leave our friends' houses here, we're going to hit a Harvest Host on our way down at a little farm. So the stay is free with Harvest Host. Nice. They recommend you spend $20 to $30. Most of the places are small businesses, so you go buy some beef or you buy some wine if you're at a winery, or go get a beer and a pizza somewhere. But it's great. A lot of them, we've noticed recently, a lot of them are starting to pop up where they have hookups too. Mm-hmm. So it's free to stay. And then if you want hookups, they'll charge you $15-$20 to just hook up to electricity. So you don't have to run your generator at night.
One thing I want to say about Harvest Host, which has worked for us, is it's a great way if you're full-timing with kids to get a date night. We stayed at a winery. We were right there in the parking lot. We went and got dinner at the winery, and then Danny and I went back later, and we sat there in the quiet with no kids around us.
Nice.
Awesome.
And it was great. We had a bottle of wine, and it was a really great way for us to get a date night in, traveling with kids.
That's a really good idea.
They recently just added like 1,500 golf courses, so you can just go to the golf course, sleep in a parking lot. Heck yeah, get an early tea time, and then get on the road by noon.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
So fun fact about Harvest Host. The Harvest Host Corporation just recently bought out the Escapees Corporation.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So just a little fun fact for you all. And we're actually because we've had Harvest Host for, well, so far it seems to, and it happened about 8 months ago, 6-8 months ago, and it seems to be transitioning okay, I think. But we're excited about the Harvest Host. We've had a membership for Harvest Host for
years.
Well, even before we hit the road, because I had a great deal on it. It's like, hey, prices keep going up. I lock in at this price, and we've yet to use it. And that's one of the things that we're really excited about with our new Brinkley. We have some solar power on it. I have the capacity to actually carry some fresh water, and we're actually really looking forward to hitting some of these Harvest Hosts and having that experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they're great
awesome
stays
too. But when you're doing the point to point, that's over a couple hundred miles. Like when we headed east, saying that we hit them right along the way there. Because just for a quick night, I mean, it's perfect for a stay over. Do what you got to do, sleep, and then on your way real quick. Versus having to check in and do all this other stuff. Not that it's a big deal, but it's nice just to have the quick little stop and goes right along.
I will say, when we first started Harvest Host a couple of years ago, it was pretty regular where you could just call on your way en route to your next destination, and you can call the Harvest Host and pull it. Now you'll see a lot on the Harvest Host site where they're like they want 24 hours notice. We've never run into that problem, but there's starting to be these prompts on Harvest Host that says the host needs 24 hours notice. So the great thing about it was you're just passing through, you find one on your route, you call. And again, we have never had a problem, but we've heard about people who are having problems where, we can't really fit you. So it's just because it's getting more popular, which I guess is a good thing because it'll bring more hosts online. Yeah. But you got to keep that in mind when you're traveling. You might have to have a plan B.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Sure. I was looking at it not too long ago, and there are some that'll say they get back to you within a half hour, same day. Yeah. But there are some that want a reservation, if you will.
Well, and I can imagine that probably varies too, depending on the location and the time of year as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep.
So what do we use for route planning?
I don't know. I don't do that either.
Oh, we use the RV Trip Wizard like everybody. Jim really put it on me. I had RV Trip Wizard for probably a year, but then last time we were with Jim and Amy, he showed me like you can actually do a trip planning. I was using it just to find RV parks. I didn't even know you could plan your trip on it. So that's kind of changed the game for us. We used to use RV, I think it was called RV Parky. And again, it would just show you the route. So we always use Google Maps. That's what we use. But now with RV Trip Wizard, you can put the length of your RV, the height of your RV, and so far it's been great. We've probably been
the weight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can do the weight, the length, the height. Yeah. So we've probably used it 4 months.
Yeah. Well, and one thing we noticed too, unlike this last route that we were doing, was it started with the traffic now. Remember, it was telling us before, it wouldn't tell us if there was traffic ahead and how long it was. And now I don't know if this is like a new recent upgrade or.
That's one frustration. It said there was traffic ahead. But you know, like if you're on Apple Maps or Google Maps, how it shows you yellow and then red and you know you're stopping. As far as I know, on RV Trip Wizard, it doesn't do that yet. So I'm in the middle of traffic, and it just shows blue skies ahead. So that's something.
But this last one, no, I'm saying this last one we did, it did show us.
Well, it just said there's traffic ahead, but then it doesn't, you know, the colors. Well, I'm a visual guy, so it was just all blue skies ahead, but we're stopped in red Google traffic.
Like, how bad is it?
See, I don't use it. So you use it for actually when you're driving, you'll use it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so what we do is we plan our trip using RV Trip Wizard, and then I then go to Google Maps and I bring it up because I want to see because Google Maps always tell you the best way. RV Trip Wizard definitely tells you the safest way, especially when it comes to height wise, right? So then I'll check those two, and then I'm kind of a dork, so I'll take that and I'll run it through Google Earth, so I actually could go through the trip before. So you can see if there's low tunnel or low bridges or anything like that, just to make sure. But yeah, I wish that every Trip Wizard had a way to dump the trip to Google Maps, so I could just plug it into that, because that's what we use for now.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Google Earth is a great thing to see low bridges like that. So.
Oh, that's great.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, that brings up a good segue to our oh boy moments.
Boy.
So,
no boy.
Jim and Amy, what's your guys' latest oh boy moment?
I'm not sure we have an oh boy right now.
Let's pivot that oh boy moment to Rob and Trish. You guys got one?
We've actually been we don't
have a recent one, but I could go back to a really old one if you would like, that I just kind of alluded to.
We've been stationary for longer than we normally are, so we haven't really had any big oh boy moments.
No.
But this is a good oh boy learning moment. I know exactly what you're going to say.
So this was our first year out on the road, and it's when we were in our motorhome. So we had a 22-foot motorhome. We were towing our Jeep, and we were headed to Colorado from Arizona. And we stayed the night in somewhere in New Mexico, and we were heading north to get to Durango, Colorado. And we had something on the RV Trip Wizard, and then he pulled it up on Google Maps.
RV Trip Wizard said 5 hours, right? I brought up on Google Maps, it said 2.5. As a guy, which one are you going to go? Yeah.
2.5.
Which one are you going to go with? I'm going to 2.5 one all day long.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So this was before we used Google Earth. And so we're driving, and he's telling me about this, and I'm like, yeah, that's dumb. Like, why would anybody take the 5-hour route?
Yeah.
So anyway, we get, I don't know, an hour into our trip, and it tells us to go left, and then it says we're going to make like an immediate right after we make this left. Well, we go left, and it's a dirt road, and like a really sandy dirt road that like we start fishtailing around, like.
It was not, it was sketchy all the way.
And anyway, as we're going, there's no immediate right. And all of a sudden, because it says, in a quarter mile, take a right. Well, all of a sudden, in a quarter mile, there's no right to take. Yeah. So then it corrects and
there's
says...
tracks. There's tracks. There's no road.
No road. So then it says, in a half a mile, take a right. So this is going on now for... now we're probably 10, 15 miles in, but we're on this dirt road.
It's washboarded, right?
Yeah.
So the whole way is going.
We're fishtailing around.
It's so bad.
The thing is shaking. We're like, where the heck are we?
It's the beginning of a horror movie. Like, there's no way we didn't get murdered. I don't.
Oh, and we lost cell service once we got on the road. And the road isn't wide enough to turn around. So we're like, all right, I don't know what to do. So we just keep going. And so now I'm pulling out the atlas. So a good reason to always still keep an atlas with you, by the way.
Yep.
And I found the road we were on. And I was like, well, it looks like it's going to connect to where we're wanting to go, like way up here. Long story short, we keep going. We look in the back because we're in the motor home.
No, wait. You got to tell them about the truck that passed us.
Wait, we're not there yet.
Okay.
Before there, I don't know if any of y'all have watched Mary Poppins ever, but when they're in the toy room cleaning up, and they're snapping their fingers and everything starts going crazy, that's what the back of our rig looked like. The drawers are going in and out. The doors are flying open and closing. We have this canister of, I don't know about you guys, but we've got canisters of like flour and sugar and whatever. Well, I had one with chia seeds in it. You know how those things are like the tiniest thing ever? When the cabinet flies open, the thing of chia seeds flies out, hits the floor, explodes everywhere. And we're just sitting there going, holy cow. So anyway, we keep going, and finally we see this truck coming.
We're only going like 10 miles an hour.
Yeah. Like,
it's so bad. It's sketchy as all hell.
So we're like laughing but almost crying at the same time.
And the only reason why we're going forward because the map, the atlas, the print atlas shows that it's going to hit the highway that we want to get to. Yeah. That's the only why we're going forward now.
So anyway, we're probably 20 miles in, and we see this truck. And so we stop, and Rob rolls the window down and flags him down. And the lady stops. She was really nice. And Rob says, hey, we're trying to get to wherever it was. Is this how we get there? And she goes, oh, yeah, just stay on the main road here for another 10 miles and you'll get there. We're like, this is the main road?
The main road? Stay on this main road for about 10 more miles and it runs right to the highway.
So we're like, okay. So we're like, all right, well, now we got confirmation. So anyway, we keep going. 10 miles down, we see the main road, and then there's this huge parking lot on the right, and it had an icy truck. So we stopped and got ices. And at the end of the day, we left. We went in, we started securing more stuff down with some ties and all that stuff, and we just had to die laughing because we had dishes that broke. We opened our fridge, all of our eggs were broken. We cleaned out chia seeds.
We had chia seeds to the day we sold the rig.
They're probably still there.
That's why we use, if it's someplace new we're going, I'm definitely using Google Earth to fly, just so I can see if it's a dirt road.
Yeah. So I was listening to this awesome story from you guys, and I actually do have an old boy moment from recent, actually. So when you change things in your life, it can be a car, it can be a house, it can be a best friend, a dog, a cat. In our lifestyle, we changed our home that we pull, right? So we hadn't had our fifth wheel for maybe 3 weeks, and maybe even less than that. And so we were again in Quartzsite, Arizona, and we were headed to Yuma, Arizona for 3 weeks. And we're on 95 South, and we're happier than we can be. The trailer pulls freaking awesome. And it's only 2 lanes, one north, one south. So 95 runs north-south. And all of a sudden, this truck passes us safely. And the lady in the passenger seat is hanging halfway out the window. And I can't understand her, of course, because my window is up and I'm doing 60 miles an hour. So I'm figuring that she's trying to tell me that there's something wrong with our brand new rig. I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I forget to do? It's a toy hauler, so there's that back deck. It's like, did that come loose and fall down? And I'm like, what is going on? And so I pull off onto this shoulder that may be about 2 foot wide, and I jump out and I run to the back and I'm looking for something, a blown tire, siding that's coming off, a ramp that fell out, anything. And the guy's coming, walking brisk. He pulled over too in front of us, and he comes walking up, and I start I don't see anything, so I start walking towards him. I'm like, what are you talking about? With my arms raised like a freaking gorilla. And he's like, you're leaking something. I'm like, are you serious? So as everybody in the RV community knows, that water weighs a lot. Yes. And so before leaving, I cracked open my fresh water tank, and I was draining fresh water. But of course, I have this brand new rig.
Yeah.
And somebody's waving me down on the highway. Yeah. It's like, oh boy, what did I not do? It was fresh water at the end of the day.
I'm just leaking.
We can count on our fellow travelers to let us know when something's going wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I was grateful, but having a new rig, I don't even have plates on this thing yet. So it's very evident that it's brand new. So all kinds of stuff went through my mind.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good one.
Oh, goodness.
I totally get that. I could see that. I mean, everything's going through your head. What did I do? What did I not do?
Well, yeah. But here's the crazy thing. I flagged somebody down. I passed somebody, I don't know, about 2-3 weeks ago. Their awning was half open. Like, it's just flapping.
Oh, my God.
And I pulled up next to him, and I rolled down my window. I'm like, man, your awning's open. He's like, yeah, I know. Thank you. I just kept going. I'm like, what
the hell?
I'm like, take a picture of my truck.
Yeah. Nomadic Solutions. I'll help you out.
Yeah, Nomadic Solutions, please. I'm like, oh my God, it was funny. It was
well,
good.
Ours is not as dramatic, but we mentioned that
it's pretty dramatic.
Well, we were sitting at our friend's house here, and we've been here probably 3-4 times with 2 different rigs. We always park in the road, and we only open up the house side slides. And
we know all the neighbors, though.
Yeah, we know most of the neighbors here. So me and my buddy Christian, we went to the golf course yesterday, and we had a few drinks. We come home. So we're all posted up in the driveway and enjoying the beverage and the nice weather. And we see a cop car pulls into my buddy's driveway. And we're like, what's going on here?
Oh, boy.
So the cop gets out, and he's like, hey, whose day do I have to ruin? And we're like, what's up? He's like, the RV. Somebody called about the RV being in the road. And we're like, what is the problem, man? We're here for like 3-4 days. Well, apparently there's some Karen neighbor around here who is upset about having to drive around an RV. Mm-hmm. So we're like, all right, man, it's not the cop's fault. We're not going to take it out on the cop. I'm looking for blood. Everyone's trying to calm me down because I want to go after the Karen neighbor.
And it's not like it's a shooter's full RV. Like it's a nice RV.
Oh, absolutely. It's not like you guys have I mean, it's not a bad looking one. I mean.
No, unless Danny's standing out there in his bathrobe.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got a booth Brinkley. What's the problem?
I know.
So we move it. Now we're on the side of his house. We're on the grass. He had to go over a giant curb to get over here, and we're parked. So we say, everything's good. So we bring the kids golfing today. Well, then
they go golfing again.
We go golfing again, and my buddy Christian's neighbor calls us. Now, Christian's neighbor used to be the head of the HOA. So he calls Christian. He's like, hey, brother, I just want to give you a heads up. He was like, the head of the HOA was back at your house today, but I went and talked to him. This is Mr. Mark. And the head of the HOA didn't, he doesn't care. He doesn't want to deal with Karens. That's the worst thing is the head of the HOA to deal with Karens. So Mr. Mark explained to the HOA head the situation. They're here because they're on baby duty. We're watching the toddler. So luckily the HOA said, okay, you guys can stay here for a week. No problem. But
that's good.
It could have been a bigger oh boy moment if we're like, oh boy, where do we go now?
Again, I don't know where we're going to go.
We got to go.
We got the cops called on us twice.
I think they see that man bun and they're like, oh, they're ruining the neighborhood. Call the cops right now.
Yeah.
So, Rob, I don't like the man bun either, but I really think you're just jealous.
I am. I'm
Danny, I like your man bun.
I'm going to cut your man bun off.
I could count on you.
Right here.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't mind the man bun. It's just, there's 2 things. The amount of hair
Can we
that
take
I
this
find.
offline?
No, I'm not going to take this offline. This is going live right now. The amount of hair that I find now that's his is just insane. Between the beard and the head. It's like, there's hair everywhere, all over the place. Number 2, he's constantly stealing my hair ties. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Amy, what's your quote of the episode?
Well, I think it goes with the man bun. Men, if you have long hair, get your own damn hair ties. Don't steal your mine.
Hope you guys enjoyed this RV Trash Talk podcast. Please subscribe and join us as we navigate this crazy full-time RV lifestyle.